Hey, everybody, and welcome back. We're diving into some pretty deep waters today, folks.
That's right.
We're going to be tackling the cycle of reincarnation as it's laid out in Buddhist philosophy.
Yes.
And specifically, we've got an excerpt from a Buddhist text that we're going to be looking at today
Yeah.
that really digs into these kind of big questions about why we're reborn over and over again and whether there's any way to kind of break out of this loop.
Exactly.
So get ready. It's going to be a pretty wild ride.
Yeah. Buckle up.
So right away, this text just hits us with this really huge question.
Yeah.
Like, why are we even stuck in this reincarnation cycle in the first place? And is there any escape from it?
Right.
And to really hammer that home, it paints this picture of people just cycling through life and death over and over again for
Wow.
60,000 years.
Wow.
That's a lot of trips around the cosmic carousel, you know?
A lot of rounds.
So what's the deal with that? Why are we spinning our wheels like this?
Well, it's like the text is really using this vivid imagery.
Nightingale, which basically means life and death, death and life, just constantly repeating.
Right.
And I think it's trying to get us to really confront this idea that this cycle could just go on forever.
Yeah.
Unless we actually figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like we're missing a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And the text calls this missing piece, which can be translated as delusion or ignorance.
Right.
So in this context, what exactly does that mean? What are we missing here?
Well, it's like that feeling you get when you're chasing after something. You think it'll make you happy, like a new job or a bigger house, a perfect partner.
Right.
But you never quite get there.
Yeah.
It's that happiness that never quite arrives.
Right.
That's inaction.
I see.
We get so caught up in all the stuff around us that we lose sight of who we really are and where true peace actually comes from.
So it's kind of like wandering through a maze blindfolded.
Exactly. Speaking of mazes,
Yeah.
there's this powerful analogy in the text about Su,
Yeah.
which means lodging in a foreign land.
Yes.
It's like we're these travelers constantly searching for a temporary place to stay, but we never actually find our true home.
Right.
That's a really striking image.
It is.
It really emphasizes how we're always seeking fulfillment in things outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
Always looking for the next best thing.
Right.
But just like you were saying, it's like checking into a different hotel every night.
Exactly.
It never really leads to that feeling of belonging or lasting satisfaction.
And what we're truly longing for is that sense of coming home to ourselves, to our true essence,
So the text also talks about the importance of an enlightened teacher.
Right.
So does this mean we all need to pack our bags and head off to some mountaintop monastery to find some wise guru to show us the way?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, seeking guidance from a spiritual master can definitely be a valid path.
But the you can also show up in other ways.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe a wise friend.
Oh, right.
Or a really thought-provoking book.
Interesting.
Or even that quiet inner voice that we all have within us.
Okay.
It's more about being open to guidance and wisdom wherever it might come from.
It's like finally getting that map for the maze.
It
But
sure-
even with a map, it's so easy to get distracted by all the shiny objects along the way.
Oh, it is.
The text talks about this as harness.
Yeah.
It's constant seeking of outward pursuits for temporary satisfaction.
Right.
Is that ultimately what keeps us stuck in this endless cycle of reincarnation?
I think so.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on finding our way back to our spiritual home, we get caught up trying to make our temporary lodgings more comfortable.
Right.
We focus on getting more stuff,
Yeah.
achieving status,
Right.
chasing those fleeting pleasures
Yeah.
that we lose sight of the truth.
And this brings up that really powerful question from the text. Key. Can the mind truly find peace
Right.
when it's constantly seeking things outside of itself? It seems like the answer's got to be no.
Right.
The text argues that without seeking the ultimate truth,
Yes.
we remain entangled in the cycle of reincarnation.
That's right.
Like we're bound to this wheel of birth and death by invisible chains, unable to break free.
A powerful image.
So what happens when we do understand the truth? When we finally grasp the nature of our existence?
Right.
The text calls this inna.
Yeah.
So does that mean we automatically break free from the cycle at that point?
It's more like understanding the truth gives us the map to freedom.
Okay.
The true path of coming and going.
So it's about developing deep self-awareness.
Exactly.
And understanding the nature of our spiritual essence.
Yes. Our And to really drive this point home, the text ends with a super powerful analogy. It asks, if you know where your true home is, why would you need to keep borrowing shelter elsewhere? That really gets to the heart of understanding where our spiritual essence originates. And where it ultimately belongs.
It does.
So the key takeaway here is that understanding the true nature of ourselves and existence is the ultimate key to breaking free from this cycle of reincarnation.
That's right.
Wow, that's a lot to ponder.
It is.
What stands out to you the most from all of this?
You know, for me, it's the idea of seeking outward versus inward fulfillment. It's a powerful reminder to prioritize seeking true peace and understanding within, rather than always chasing after external things.
Absolutely.
Really relevant message for us today.
Definitely. So here's a final thought for everyone listening.
Okay.
If you could take just one step today to start uncovering this deeper understanding, what would it be? What would it look like to stop borrowing shelter?
Right.
And start seeking your true spiritual home?
That's a great question for all of us.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.